Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're stepping into the most dad video that I think we've ever done. We are taking a look at the new 2025 Kia Carnival Hybrid. Let's get to it. So whether you're a dad looking for something that combines space with efficiency, or you're just curious about the latest in minivan hybrid technology, now this will be a little bit different from other review videos you may watch. This is our actual car that we purchased and it is not sponsored in any way. So I will share some things that we love, but also plenty of things we don't like and potential deal breakers for you. So if this video is helpful for you, helps you make a purchasing decision, please consider hitting that like button below and subscribing to the channel. It really helps. First, let's be technically correct here. This isn't a minivan. Technically, Kia is trying to separate itself from the competition. So this is an MPV, a multi-purpose vehicle. To be fair, it's the least minivan looking minivan, and that is the largest reason we purchased this car. It's still a minivan though, let's be real. Now from the front and sides, it looks a lot like an SUV, kind of giving off Ford Explorer vibes, just with a sliding door. But there are plenty of angles that make it look like a total minivan. But again, a sharper, cleaner minivan. We purchased the EX version in hybrid. We felt like this had enough features like heated seats, a push-button start, plenty of things without spending more money than we really needed to. One of the big pros for the hybrid is the range. So on a full tank of gas, it gets well over 600 miles. And that's really nice, just less trips to the gas station. I mean, it's a silly thing, it's a simple thing, but for us, it makes a big difference to not have to go to the gas station nearly as much. Now, as far as gas mileage goes, we are getting about 30 miles to the gallon. And to be fair, we're still at around our first tank, so we're at about 350 miles as we're doing this review for you right now. We've got two dual screens here, so your first is just going to be your speedometer, kind of the general stuff here. Over here you do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. This is an Apple CarPlay mode, so if we click this Kia button, it'll take us back to here. One thing I did want to point out is it does have passenger view, which is really awesome. It's a camera up top, and then you can zoom in on your second row passengers here. So that's really nice here. It also has the hybrid option, so it's basically going to show you kind of what the battery and everything is doing there. Now down here, this is a weird little screen here. So if you click this top arrow, you can control this screen up here. So you can go home, you can go to the map, and it's pretty quick and responsive. Then if you click the bottom fan, then it brings you into the air controls. So you have driver only, rear, sync, and just kind of general air functionality. You do have wireless charging here. This actually works with a phone and some cards behind it, so that's really impressive here. You've got USB-C throughout the car. I don't think you have any USB actually. We went with the white and navy interior, which I really like. I think it looks a lot sharper than just like your standard black. I am a little concerned though about cleaning it and just keeping it looking fresh and new. As you can see, we've already got some dog footprints here, and that's just once or twice in the car. Now if we go to the back seat, this was a big selling point for us here. Each of these seats can be removed individually or in any combination. So you can remove the middle, do some captain seats, remove this one, get easier access. You've also got charging points up here if you have older kids with phones. And this middle seat even has a timeout setting. All right, there's more to the middle seat. So you've got built-in sunshades on both sides. And this middle seat is big enough for an adult to sit, even with car seats. Moving back to the third row now, there's still plenty of room. So I'm 5'10". Even with these middle seats all the way back, you can see I've still got, I don't know, probably 2 inches of leg room there. You also get more USB outlets as well. You've got 2 here, you've got 2 cup holders, and you've got sunshades here in the back on both sides. Now we looked at getting a Telluride or the Palisade, the Highlander, whatever, but with the third row up, this back storage is absolutely pointless. This here is a ton of storage. You can fit 2 bodies, a Costco trip, a stroller, some luggage, whatever you want. And even with them down, you could fit even more stuff. You basically have a full truck bed back here if you needed it. Let's get to the features and the things that we really like. Now we have covered a few of them, like the middle seat here, the leg room in the back, the excellent storage even with a third row up, but there's more. Now there are a lot of settings that you can adjust, which comes in pretty handy. One of them is going to be this automatic rear hatch. If you stand next to it for a few seconds, it's going to open up automatically. Pretty cool. Now I will say, even with the EX model, you still get the automatic push button lift gate, as well as you have a button up in the driver's seat and it will close automatically. Now we don't have this setting, but if you walk away, it will also close itself. And now obviously you can just press and hold the remote and it'll do it as well. Now another great setting that we really like is if you hold the unlock button on the remote for a few seconds, it's actually going to unlock both sliding doors. Now we find this pretty useful. You do have to set this up in the settings. Now we really love this. Unless your kids are adamant about pushing the door themselves, it will cause a complete meltdown, so use wisely, I guess. Even at the EX level trim, you have one-touch window operations here. You have memory seats. You have power seats for both the driver and the passenger view. And then your gear shifter is kind of cool, also a little weird. So you press the P for park, then to put it in reverse, you rotate it left. To rotate it to drive, you go to the right. Now this isn't a specific feature by any means, but as far as driving, like it's very comfortable to drive. It's very smooth to drive, very easy. Like it's up there. It's pretty nice. Now to the fun part. Let's talk about some of the quirks, some of the downsides to owning the Kia Carnival Hybrid. So one of which, probably the biggest one for most people, is going to be that it is only front wheel drive. It does not have an all-wheel drive option in the hybrid model, at least. All right, this next one's probably a weird one, but it's definitely important to know and something that you can't really figure out during your test drive. So most EVs, probably all EVs, they make that little like starship sound as they're going really slowly, right? You just like the, oh, you get what I mean, right? But this one makes it too, right? Just like any other, so that's fine. But you're not going to sneak out because in reverse, this thing gets so much louder. So in our garage, as you're pulling out, like you can hear it inside the house and pretty audibly. So let me show you what this sounds like. There's one other noise that's kind of a little bit annoying as well. It's as you're braking, there's a slight siren sound. Like the first couple times we drove it, we were looking around for a fire truck or an ambulance, police car, whatever. But it sounds just like a faint siren in the in the background or something. I tried to get it on film for you guys, couldn't quite get it to sound just like it does inside the driver's seat there. But anyway, it's just something to be aware of. So as you're test driving it, it's not a big deal, not a deal breaker by any means. But it's just something to know. Okay, so that's not every feature on the car, but hopefully it gives you a better idea of why we purchased this car. We thought that this car was the best for our family as far as looking at new minivans. So we've really liked it. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions and if you have purchased a minivan yourself.